Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back, all of my beautiful friends from all across the vast reaches of the internet. Welcome back to the Reddit Asks Us podcast, the podcast where we read and react to comments from r/Askreddit. I am your host, Luke Dick. Remember, if you're listening to this podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever else you get your podcast, please leave us a rating and also leave us a review. It helps us out so immensely much. So if you could please go ahead and do that, I would be forever, eternally grateful. You can respond to this week's Reddit question by going to the description of the episode in Spotify, and scrolling down, you should see a comment section, and I will read those comments out loud on the next week's following episode. Why does my voice sound so deep today? Following episode. Maybe I should be one of those people who can read things for movies, the movie trailer people. In a world. Anyways, this is an ad-supported show, so we will take a break after we're done reading the responses from last week, or about 10 minutes into the show, and then we will take another break about 20 to 30 minutes into the show after that. Please go ahead and join our subreddit, r/Reddit Asks Us on Reddit, so you can kind of check in, and there's a mega thread posted every single week. Most people just use the comment section, but, in case you want to post anything about the podcast, or Reddit Asks Us, or Ask Reddit related, please go ahead and use that device. So, without further ado, why don't we get into the comments from last week's episode? So, also, Happy New Year, everybody, and I know I didn't really talk much about Christmas, but Merry Christmas to those who celebrated, Happy Holidays to those who celebrated or are celebrating, and, because I think where's Jokic from? Nikola Jokic, he's from, Luka Doncic is from Slovenia, but Jokic is from, I cannot remember. Anyways, they celebrate Christmas on January 6th or something weird. But anyways, happy holidays and happy new year to you all. So, let's first, also, we do a Would You Rather every single week. So I'm just kind of out of sorts here a little bit, folks. I've been pre-recording my episodes for 2 weeks, and now I'm kind of back into the loop. So please excuse my synchronicity. So why don't I do the Would You Rather? So the Would You Rather from the previous week was, would you rather eat dog food twice a month or never have pizza again? And pizza came out on top. So that's tough, man. I mean, I guess dog food really is that bad. I've never tried dog food before, but I had a couple of friends when we were kids, and they were like, it might smell okay, and your dog can eat it, and your dog kind of likes it, but how bad can it be? Well, it's bad. It's quite bad. It's very evident that it's food for non-humans, I guess, apparently. But it does look forbidden, the forbidden niblets. So, last week's episode, let's do the Would You Rather for this week. So, before I forget, would you rather randomly get sucker punched in the face once per month for 1 year, or do your grocery shopping nude wearing sunglasses just once? And let's just say, for the sake of this Would You Rather, no adverse things are going to come from you doing this. There's no children in the store. There's just people, and they are judging you. They're definitely judging you. There's going to be no one's going to call the police. No one's going to call you out, but you got to do it. And those people will remember you. And they will tell people about it. But there's going to be no legal repercussions, just for funsies. So chew on that for the rest of this episode. The last week's episode was, what weird thing do we all do but never talk about? First one comes from Sapphire Moonlight. And also, you don't have to answer the question either, even if you just want to say something about the show or just whatever. Cool. First one comes from Sapphire Moonlight. I haven't commented in almost a year, but I'm doing okay. I'm glad you're doing okay, and it's great to hear from you. I always have to run from my room to the kitchen to get water from the fridge at midnight before the monster creature gets me. Also, I definitely do not have 20 chocolate wrappers in my bed. Well, I don't know if all of us do the chocolate thing. I don't want to single you out here, and since we don't know your name, that's kind of a good thing. I don't know if we all do the chocolate thing, though. I don't know if I'm just opening my bed and just kind of settling in, and then I'm like, ooh, this feels a little crunchy, a little like I'm getting a little bit of a tickle. But when I get into bed, all these little wrappers. But I definitely do the water thing, I think we all kind of like hustle at night. I think if we don't run, like we used to when we're kids, but there's a bit of a hustle. There's a bit of a pep in the step, It's kind of like, let's just spend the least amount of time doing this so I can now feel hydrated and also not paranoid. Next one comes from JJ. I feel like we all talk to our cats or whatever animal you have, like they can actually understand me, and I'm slowly going insane. That is a good one. Also, I'm lactose intolerant anyway, so you don't even eat pizza, so I beat the system. Wow, that was, I guess, for the would you rather. That is pretty smart, JJ. So you kind of do have an out on that one. Also, I want to apologize. I'm not sick, but I think I don't know. Something's weird's going on with my nose. There's like this weird tickle in my nose, and I don't feel sick at all. I just have this weird tickle, and I'm kind of stuffy. So I appreciate if I'm a little nasally. But yeah, you know what? That's so true. I'm actually allergic, like very allergic to dogs and cats, unfortunately, which is, very sad. Because I do really like animals. They're so cute, and it's just immediately as soon as I touch them, it's just hives. And if they lick me, it's over. It's not even, I might as well just go home at that point. I'll be suffering in agony because I'll be wanting to basically itch is it the dermis layer of my skin? Is that the yeah, the epidermis. Yeah, I'm basically gonna scratch off my epidermis of my skin. So, but yeah, this is so true though. Even though I don't even have animals, like I grew up around my grandparents' dog and cat, and it's so true though. Like, but they kind of do understand, and like though that's the weird thing is that they kind of understand, but they have this face about them that's like. They're like, I get it. Like, I understand what you're saying. And dogs take commands and stuff. And cats, like, they don't necessarily take commands, but they know what you're saying. Like, the animals get it. And it's like, God, can we just... All we got to do is just turn that up one notch. And we'll just be, we'll be having philosophical debates. Right? We'll be having some deep in... We'll have a podcast. I'll put you as a guest on my podcast if you just turn it up just like one notch. Next one comes from Phil Savannah. What's going on, Phil? Great to see you back here commenting. Pretending to be in a music video when walking with headphones. Yeah, especially if it's like any song that's got like the like just like, nice, like right to the beat, like, any one of those songs. You're like, I don't even know. I'm trying to think of a song that comes to my mind. But also there are some like rock songs, like, the song I was listening to today, and it definitely puts you in that mood, but it's oh my god, it's the Dire Straits song. Oh god, no, oh god, no, this is incredibly embarrassing. Someone knows this. Money for Nothing by Dire Straits. It's like like you're just kind of like, okay, yeah, let's go. Like, let's get things started. If you're driving, you like grip the wheel a little tighter, like, and then like you act like you're in some kind of action movie, like you're gonna go fuck some people up. Pressing the elevator button repeatedly as if it'll make it, yeah. Oh my god, close faster or come to you faster. Like, God, that is. I work in like hotels for my job. And this is just so constant, especially with service elevators. For some reason, there's just like one hotel in town, and I swear to God, I could probably record this entire podcast before the elevator reaches the first floor. It's just ridiculous. Checking your reflection in the windows, but pretending you're not. You know what? I always actually use the windows to check my hair and like my face and stuff. Like, I'm always using the car windows and like the little mirrors. I'm like, I wonder if people like driving by can see me doing this. Lowering the volume to concentrate while parking the car. I don't even think it's just necessarily parking the car. It's just everything, like directions. Even if you're alone, it's like you just got to turn down the music so you can see, type of thing. Pretending you didn't see someone you know to avoid small talk. Okay, this is no. I do this all the time. Sometimes I'll literally even just like, I don't even mean to, but I'll slightly acknowledge someone. Like, we'll make definite eye contact, and honestly, I just don't even bother. Like, I'm just like, you know what? This is, no. You know, this is so funny. So, just recently, when I was visiting back home in Saskatchewan, I went out with a friend of mine, and we went to the bar, and and I was kind of just waiting. Like, I got my dad to drive me because, you know, stay sober, drive alive, or what is it? Drive alive, stay alive, something like that. I don't know. I know it's like a mad thing. But anyways, he told me to go meet him inside, but I got my dad to drive me, and I was like, Dad, can we just wait in the parking lot? Because, you know, I'm back here in my hometown, and I just really don't want to get in. If I see someone in there that I like kind of know, I'm not even slightly, vaguely interested in having a 2-second conversation. Not because I dislike those people. I don't even care who might have been there. It's that per people that you like adjacently know, and you kind of just, if you don't say anything, it's like weird, and especially if you have the eye contact, it's not a great look. So I just literally got my dad to wait till my friend showed up so we could walk in together. Because if you walk in together, it's kind of just like, give me a nod, and then it's like, I'm not doing the stop and chat. Not coming over for a stop and chat. Having full conversations in your head with people who aren't even there. You know, I'm really bad for talking to myself, so that is definitely like a good one. I will have full-on conversations with myself. Like, just in the kitchen, as I'm going about my life, just as I'm reasoning. This is something I do like constantly where I'm trying to think out an idea, just trying to think through it, and I'll just notice that I'm talking out loud, and then I'm like, okay, well, this is, if anyone would have walked in on me doing this right now or saw me doing this, I would be probably admitted. Like this, they would believe I would need psychiatric care. And then addressing the would you rather. Also, what kind of dog food? I've had a dog treat that I didn't realize I was eating until after a few. That is crazy. Dog treat? I don't know so much about a dog treat. We're talking about dog food, like the Purina, whatever it is, like whatever the stuff you get from like Walmart or whatever. Like, we're just talking baseline regular dog food. I think that's dog treats. I think we're getting into. We're starting to change the would you rather, and it's, you know, now we're getting into a gray area. Okay, I don't think we're doing too good with gray areas for would you rathers. Anyways, thank you guys so much for commenting. I really, really appreciate when people drop comments. It's crazy how people just comment every single week. I love you guys. You're seriously the best fans in the world. But thank you guys so much for doing that, and please go ahead and comment if you haven't done so already. I love, love, love reading out the comments. And we're going to take a short ad break, and then we're going to hop into today's episode.
Flex your business with an American Express Business Gold Card. You'll earn 4 times membership rewards points on your top 2 eligible spending categories, like transit and electronics, each month, on up to $150K in combined purchases per year. Plus, you can now earn 3 times membership rewards points on flights and prepaid hotels booked on AmexTravel.com. Terms and points cap apply. Learn more at americanexpress.com/business-gold. Amex Business Gold, built for business by American Express.
You guys, today's episode is a banger, okay? A banger. I'm going to pronounce the B or the G. I should be pronouncing the B. And anger. No, this one I'm pronouncing the G because of the wild stuff that you're about to hear. This is just a heater of an episode. An absolute smoking heater I'm throwing at you guys. So why don't I quit yapping and we can get right into it. So as you can clearly see from the title of this episode, if you've ever felt disgusted by a partner, I'm going to also say a friend or family member, whoever else, in case you want to comment. If you've ever felt disgusted by a partner, friend, or family member, why was that? First one comes from Rocky2251. My cat died suddenly, and her first response was excitement and thrilled that I could buy her a puppy then. The cat wasn't like, the cat wasn't doing it for you before. It was like, it was like, okay. To want a puppy, to want a dog and not a cat, okay, I understand. But rejoicing at the death of an animal, that's kind of psychotic. That's pardon the pun, that's overkill. The animal's already dead. You don't gotta just then shit on it more. Like, I feel like that's just something no one in the right mind would go to. It's like, you had a cat? Well, why the fuck didn't you have a dog? That's pretty freaking awesome that your cat died, dude, because why the hell did you not have a dog? That's kind of crazy that you didn't have a dog and you had a cat. Like, you must be relieved. You must feel so happy now that you don't have a cat anymore, because now you can get a dog. It's like, I'm just not really a dog person. It's not really a dog. But people, when you tell somebody that you're not a dog person, not that I'm a not dog person. Jeez, that's double negatives there. But because I am a dog person, but I understand if you don't like dogs. I have friends who have very good reasons why they don't like dogs, you know? I don't tend to hear about too many spontaneous cat attacks. Okay, I was actually bitten by a dog like a couple years ago. Maybe it was before I started this podcast. No, I don't know. Maybe it was. Maybe it wasn't. But I was bitten by a dog on the street. It broke the blood in my. It wasn't crazy or anything. Like, it wasn't like a massive chomp, but it definitely bit my thigh, like right above my knee. I remember it very clearly. The dog just was walking on the street. I on the sidewalk. I had my sunglasses on. I had my headphones in. I had a hat on. I was just kind of walking, listening to music, doing my thing. I passed this lady and her dog. Didn't think much of it. And then the next thing you know, I'm just freaking getting attacked by this dog. Like, it was, there's very good reasons to not be a dog person. Okay? But just because you're like not, I just don't understand like how the dog community can sometimes react so wildly to the not dog community, like, and the people who don't really like dogs. Like, they act like they've committed a mortal sin. It's like, wow, you don't like dogs, so then I guess you're just in favor of a nuclear apocalypse, or what? So you don't like dogs? So you must be also racist and a misogynist. You must hate women too, then. You don't like dogs? Sounds like you are in favor of genocide. That sounds like that's what I'm getting from what you're saying. It's like, holy crap, we can dial it back a little bit here. You can also be newsflash to these people. I'm not saying this is all dog people, but there are definitely those out there. Newsflash to the dog people. You can also not like dogs and also be a normal, regular person. People act like you just have no moral compass if you don't like dogs. Also, I'm sorry I'm going on this for too long, but I'm allergic to dogs, and a lot of people, when I tell them I'm allergic to dogs, will assume that I don't like dogs. These two are not exclusive to each other. Like, they're like, those aren't married to each other, okay? Like, just because I'm allergic, like, they'll be like, oh, like, do you have any pets or anything? I'm like, oh man, I'm pretty allergic to dogs. And they'll be like, what? Well, so you must just hate dogs then. You must just hate life. You must just really, you must be wallowing in unforgivable sadness, just unrelenting depression, that you could hate dogs so much. I'm like, I don't hate dogs, okay? I'm not like, no one said I hated dogs. I'm allergic to dogs. That's a very different thing. I just can't. It's not that I don't want to be around them. I literally can't be around them. That's just kind of the end of the story. It's not some sort of like I don't understand if you're allergic to dogs too. Like, I don't understand where the connection comes from. Why would you hate them? Like, I'm not avoiding them because I think that they're abhorrent animals. I'm avoiding them because I'm gonna be scratching my epidermis off and sneezing till I get a third nostril. Like, it's really not that complicated. All right. Next one comes from Chronic Crimson 420. Oh, I'm gonna read out. I think there's like one or two of these, but it is wild how many of these type of comments are in this comment section. This is so Reddit. Chronic Crimson 420 says he didn't wipe his ass all the way and had major skid marks in his underwear. And one time he was wearing his pants plumber style, and I saw a huge streak of you know what going down his crack. And when I told him about it, he said he only uses 4 squares of TP because it's expensive. My guy, this is why we need to normalize bidets, okay? You don't even need to buy toilet paper anymore. Maybe like a little bit, but the amount of money you're going to save on toilet paper because you use a bidet. Also, this is just, come on. Toilet paper is not that expensive. It's not expensive to the point where you are not wiping your ass, okay? It's it's like, I don't know, it's like $20 for a bunch of rolls. Like, I don't even know, 20 rolls or 30 rolls of toilet paper. I don't think it's that much money, toilet paper. I'm trying to remember. I haven't bought toilet paper in a while because we buy it at Costco. But let's just see what toilet paper is going for right now. Let's just see here. 24 rolls of toilet paper at Walmart right now is going for $13. Okay, bro. Like, come on, dude. $13 for 24 rolls of toilet paper. And this is Canadian money. It's even cheaper if you're from the US. Like, this is, like, there's no excuses there. Toilet paper's $13. Listen, I know times are hard. Times are tough right now, but I think life is going to be quite more expensive for you if you if you don't wipe your ass. Okay, I think that's going to be a problem. At the grocery store close to me, you can buy a 30-pack of jumbo rolls. Jumbo rolls. Okay, these are club size. Okay, this is the jumbo roll. For $23. That's less than $1 per roll. All right, that's like, this is, let's just see here. 23. Oops. The opposite. That is about 75 cents per roll of toilet paper. And that lasts a roll of toilet paper? If you're just you? Bro, how much are you shitting, bro? This might be a problem. This might, you might need to look into this, man. I don't necessarily know it's the volume of toilet paper that's the problem. It might be the volume of poo coming out of your butt. Okay? Normally I'm not like a body functions kind of guy, but some of this stuff is so ridiculous. Like, you're out of toilet paper and then you just look at that and are like, and your butt is full of poop and you just look at that and are like, like, what the fuck? What kind of mindset is that? Like, what do you pull up your pants while you're pissing? Like, you're just like, okay, almost done. Psst, you know, just keep letting it go. It's like, you know what? I'm just trying to mark my territory. I don't really like people sitting next to me on the bus or in a car or really anything like that. I don't like people riding shotgun, okay? Shotgun is reserved for the space, okay? I need my personal space. So, just leave it at that. I got my own ways. It's like, do you cut like one of your fingernails and then just leave the rest? Like, that's got to be, come on, bro. This is just unbelievable. Reply from Candlelight. The Reddit boyfriend classic. I had to read that one out because it's like, hey, yo, I'm a Redditor. Like, I'm more of a lurker, not as much as I am of a Redditor, but I'm joined to a lot of subreddits, and I love Reddit. It's an awesome place. Maybe I am a Redditor. I have a Reddit Asks Us podcast. Maybe I am. Am I the Redditor? I'm the Redditor. But, you know, it's kind of a little funny. It's a little stereotypical, a little bit on the nose, okay? If you were to tell somebody that you knew someone who shit their pants and was a fully grown, like, capable adult, like mostly normal person, and they just kind of casually have this attitude about shit up their ass crack, I think your brain kind of immediately goes to the Redditor. The guy, you know the meme, the guy with the glasses, and he's got the little prickly chin hair, little prickly beard chin hair there, and he's like kind of, he's a bit bigger. He's behind the computer, and he's got the massive nostrils just waiting to get onto the keyboard. That meme, I'm pretty sure that's who we're picturing, kind of the keyboard warrior, if you will. The reply on the comment from BB Ucilo. It's disturbingly common. I've dated many guys who were super hygienic, except one who was not. I didn't realize what was going on until I saw them. Please, if you're a girl, if you're a woman or a girl or someone who's attracted to men, who's in this listener base, this isn't all men. Please, this is not all men. I just am begging and pleading with you that you understand that this is not all men. All men do not even come close to this just horrendous behavior. Until I didn't realize what was going on until I saw the brown streaks on his bath towel. Bro, what are you doing? Why are you putting your bath towel in between your ass, bro? Like, bro didn't wipe and he didn't scrub his ass properly. Bro, you should not need to take care of any sort of residue in the shower, bro. Like yes, you should wash like in and around the area, but you should not be doing it as some sort of like, I'll get it in the shower type of vibe. Like, no. You should get it on the toilet and flush it down the toilet. When you're in the shower, it's just for hygiene purposes, okay? That's just like an extra thing, all right? That's just to make sure everything is in the proper right and order. It's not one of those things you kind of are just like, you know what? It'll come out in the shower. No, that's not. Please, I don't think this person's ever going to get another girlfriend again.
Sergeant and Mr. Smith, you're gonna love this house.
Bunk beds in a closet?
There's no field manual for finding the right home. But when you do, USAA Homeowners Insurance can help protect it the right way. Restrictions apply.
Next one comes from Not Really Petra. He had terrible gun safety skills to the point that he would point his pistol at the family and friends and go pew 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 as if it were a joke. Left him as soon as he pointed it at me. His family was shocked I had left him over something so simple. You left him as soon as he pointed it at you? Not like his friends or family. That wasn't what was set off the alarm bells. It was once it was at you, that's when it got real. He got, one time, we were just chilling at his house and, his buddies kind of, they were arguing about the playoffs, man, and they were arguing, like who's the better team, and it's in NFC, there's so many competitive teams in there. You obviously got the Eagles, you got the Lions, the Vikings, you got the Packers, and there's a lot of really great teams in the conference, and he was just kind of, he was hardcore rooting for the Eagles, to get back to the Super Bowl, and he pulled out a gun on him. Yeah, pulled out a gun on him. He was actually pretty lucky because, he pointed it once at his buddy, shot it, re-racked it, then shot it at himself just for funny and then just for shits. And then he's like, it's not loaded. And then, racked it another time and boom, there you go. One goes off right in the ceiling. Guess for some reason the round didn't chamber, just took a couple re-racks to get the round to get in there. And then it just, apparently, I guess it can happen sometimes. It's not great. It wasn't that moment. It wasn't the moment of, just gets all up in his face. He's pointing the gun at him. He's like, I'm gonna kill you, and I'm like gonna kill your family, and you're gonna be dead. For liking the Eagles. Fuck you. And I was kind of just like, wow, this friendship. It's pretty tumultuous. This is a pretty hot and heated friendship that you got here. But that's what happens. That's what happens when you're passionate about football and your friends, and your opinions. You just, sometimes the gun slips out, okay? We're not going to sit around here and act like we all haven't pulled out a gun when somebody says something we don't like. Okay? We're not just all going to sit here and say we haven't pulled a frickin' 9 out on grandma for saying that she likes key lime pie. I mean, grandma, no one likes key lime pie. No one likes key lime pie. And I'm going to be sure of that as soon as I pop this thing off. You know, as soon as this thing goes boom, 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 then no one's going to like key lime pie. Really, nobody's going to like it. Come on. Are you not with me on this? We need to really get to terms with societal behavior about how we ought to go about people saying things that we don't like. How do you end that, all right? Conflict resolution, all right? We got communication. We have empathy, sympathy. And then I think at the top of the list, we got pull out a freaking gun, all right? Assert your dominance and just pull out the gat and just start spraying a couple rounds and everyone's going to shut the fuck up, okay? Everyone's going to be silent at that moment. You've immediately won every argument. You've immediately won every single argument when you just whip out the 9, okay? That's pretty much all you got to do. Conflict resolution? I'm pretty good at resolving conflicts. Yeah, I just whip out the shotty and there you go. Problem solved. Okay? Workplace dispute? There you go. I got you. We don't need no more HR. Okay? None of this. Human resources, employee support. No, none of that. Just go for what we know works, tried and true every time. Violent intimidation. I said it. Look, I said it, okay? I said it, but it needed to be said. It needed to be said. No, that is so insane. That is crazy. Like, of all of the, like, okay. It's like, really? You're going to break up with me because I don't have gun safety skills? It's like, okay, well, let's just backtrack here. It's not like this is car safety, okay? Bad driver? Dang. Okay, I hate bad drivers, all right? I'm not a fan of people who can't really drive, don't really pay attention to the rules of the road. That's pretty bad. Is it a deal breaker? You know, it can be worked on. You know, there's some wiggle room there. All right? If you're a bad driver, we got to work on it. That's something we can actively work on. You got to pay attention to the rules of the road. Don't want to be hitting pedestrians, you know. Bad cooking safety. Maybe you just don't know how to quite slice the onion so you don't nick your fingers. Okay, it's just, you know, maybe the kitchen safety awareness with the knives and the cutters and the bottle openers or whatever it is. Man, okay. That's not a deal breaker for me. This is gun safety. Okay, this is not we're not talking about car safety. We're not talking about, which is actually probably, you know, a big one for me. Maybe that was not a great example. But kitchen safety. Sure. Kitchen safety. Everyone should have kitchen safety. You know, maybe you're like a biker. Bike safety. Maybe you need to wear your helmet. Okay, maybe don't wear your helmet while you're riding a bike. You should wear your helmet while you're riding a bike. You shouldn't point your gun at people. That is very different. It's not like you're just, you know, it's not like you're not wearing your seatbelt. Okay? You should be wearing your seatbelt. Everyone should be wearing your seatbelt. But am I gonna, you know, call the police? Well, actually, I don't know. I might call the police if somebody's not wearing the seatbelt. I don't want to say that. I feel like most people, okay, if you're walking down the street, you see someone driving, they're not wearing their seatbelt. Odds are you're probably not going to whip out your phone and call the cops. It is illegal, and they shouldn't be doing it. And if they get into a car accident and they die, that is their fault. All right? They killed themselves because they weren't wearing their seatbelt. Probably not going to call the cops, though. If I walk down the street and you've got a gun in someone's face, probably going to call every law enforcement agency I could possibly contact to get this resolved immediately. I don't think this is really up for debate on this one, okay? You know, it's, wearing a helmet on a bike. It's like, yeah, it's a bylaw in some cities. It's not required in others. Like, it's not necessarily mandatedly enforced. But you know what is? Pointing guns at people. Shooting people. Threatening to shoot someone. That is illegal. You cannot threaten to shoot somebody. Okay? Come on. That's very different. Very different. That is so crazy. Next one comes from Electrical Cat 5582. Geez, I was going to say his farting like an AK-47 in bed, but after reading some of these comments, never mind, LOL. We have a reply from Affectionate Way 7132, the infamous AK-47. And then there was another reply, Capped Applesauce, said with an Irish accent, the infamous AK-47. Oh, Seamus got shot by an AK-47. Blew his brains out. And no, I'm not talking about no gun. No, I'm talking about the gun from Despicable Me. Oh, he loaded that one up with his own farts. Shot himself with an AK-47, took himself out. Couldn't come back from that one. I just had to read that off because I thought AK-47 sounded really funny to say in an Irish accent. But that was, I didn't mean to say blow your brains out. Blow your nostrils out, maybe. That's what I meant to say. But it was not an AK-47, an AK-47. Very different. Very different. That's like from Despicable Me, I forget what the song scientist's name is, but he makes him he's like, no, I said dart gun, not fart gun. He's like, I made you this gun, alright, just like you asked. No, I said dart gun. I don't know if that's a great Gru impression. I'm trying my best here. I'm trying to impersonate Steve Carell. Next one comes from Fiend66. Yes, her mom accidentally bought too much and wanted to drop off some groceries just in case she needed anything. This woman came to her house with easily $200 to $300 worth of food, toiletries, drinks, soaps. Hell, there was even 2 bags of name brand beef jerky in there. Oh, man. Well, if it's name brand beef jerky, now we're getting serious, okay? Now we're talking, this is past affection for your children. I would be throw myself into an incinerator for you if you're getting name brand beef jerky, okay? It was obvious to me that her mom didn't accidentally buy all this stuff. She did it because she loved her daughter and wanted to make sure she was taken care of and had nice things. Sounds nice, right, folks? Sounds like a parent who is truly caring and loving for their child. Then my ex proceeded to yell very rudely and rudely thanked her mom before making snide remarks about how she didn't like the brand or flavor. Jordan, if you're reading this, you're an ugly, selfish person, and your mom deserves better. I'm only sorry I didn't say something and interject. You know what? That's fair. But, beef jerky. We're getting to serious topics here. I mean, I don't know what I would do if my mom brought home teriyaki instead of black pepper cracked. Like, do you even love me? Do you even, did you give birth to me just so that you could benefit off of my existence? Some sort of sick investment for you? You don't even care? What's my eye color? Who are my best friends? What was the name of my elementary school? What was the name of my high school? Okay. What is my favorite genre of music? No answer? Okay. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, you if you can't answer those things, what makes you even think you could know what my favorite name brand and flavor of beef jerky is? That's as fundamental as it gets. You can't, that's like the first thing. That's like as soon as the baby's born. Sweet heat. This is a sweet heat baby. And I can just tell this baby is This baby's going to love Sweet Heat. And I just know it. Jack Lynx, too. Jack Lynx. This is a Jack Lynx baby. Now, this is a Jack Lynx baby. Jack Lynx baby, Sweet Heat. I already know it. I can just tell from the baby, from the day you were born. Well, obviously, her mom didn't care about her enough. She didn't probably even pay attention while she was being born. She was kind of just yawning. Oh, you know? Oh, another child. Great. No, bro. That's... Obviously, I'm kidding. I hope you guys know that I'm kidding. I'm just doing a bit. But it's like, come on, dude. Beef jerky? Like, really, man? Like, your mom could have brought over, like, papers, like, what is it called? Your mom could have brought over, like, disownment papers. That's not a real thing, but your mom could have disowned you. She could have brought you a middle finger. Less than that. Less than anything. She could have literally took a dump on your doorstep. And she bought you beef jerky. Like, this is... If we're complaining about this, I am afraid that this person's going to be severely disappointed for probably the rest of their lives. Next one comes from Empanadra Surgood. That's kind of really weird. And I'm going to preface this by saying, listen, we are not... Alcoholism is a very serious disease, very serious, but also... And it's a very serious problem. It's not in and of itself. It's not a funny addiction. It's terrible. It destroys families. But you can also be a shitty person and also be an alcoholic. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just because you're an alcoholic doesn't absolve you from being a crappy person. You know, there are a lot of people who are addicted to alcohol or functioning people, or even if they're not functioning, they're still good-hearted, kind people. It's a very serious disease. But you'll find out here. As someone who dated an alcoholic for 4 years, I'm sure there are lots of people who have felt the similar levels of disgust. The notable ones being one time he drove home, blackout drunk, parked in our neighbor's lawn, and passed out on our porch, only for me to find him in the morning while I was headed out to work. Another time he blacked out and left our front door wide open and our dog got out. 2 other times he blacked out and peed the bed, which was pretty much the end of it for me. After seeing what alcohol can do to someone, I can hardly drink at all anymore, which is probably for the best. I think that is a move for the best. And like driving drunk and parked in the neighbor's lawn, like, come on, bro. Like, how could you wake up in the morning and think to yourself, like, why haven't I been parking my car there the whole time? Why aren't I driving more? I should be driving way more. That was so fun last night. I should be getting out on the road as much as possible. Like, listen, if you're an alcoholic, you might be addicted to alcohol. You can get a ride home. People who know you don't want you to drive. Most people don't want you to drive. I'd say majority of the people don't want you to drive. Okay, you can get a ride. It's possible. It is possible. I know that alcohol might, because of the disease and because of the addiction, but come on, man. Like, you can't wake up and think to yourself, like, nice, like, I pissed in my pants and I let the dog out and slept on the porch. It was refreshing. It was nice. That was a good move. It's like, oof. I don't think you should be in a relationship, my man. I think that you need some serious help. That is not a great look. Not a great look. I'm sure the neighbors don't want to walk out to see you with your butt cheeks out on the porch with massive marks in their driveway from where your truck is parked. Not the greatest decision making, I might have to say. But again, we're not trying to make fun of someone who suffers from alcoholism. but you can also be a pretty crappy person. Driving drunk is a really crappy thing to do. Like, come on. There's no getting around that. Driving drunk is a really bad thing to do. Like, it's there's no defending that one. Like, there's really no, you can't just be like, driving drunk, it's really not that bad. Come on, bro. You're going to try to tell that to the judge? You really are going to sit on the stand and be like, Your Honor, hear me out on this one. Driving drunk, kind of a vibe. I really don't think that the judge is going to, seems like this dude kind of knows what he's talking about. Seems like it kind of is a vibe. Not guilty. Let's read off maybe like one or two more. Next one comes from Psychological Crab 459. We were on vacation in New York and we're staying in a hotel which obviously had all white sheets. After laying down for a while, he got up to smoke, and when I turned over, I saw green streaks on the bed from where he'd been laying down. Literal green streaks on the bed. I almost threw up. Again, come on. Do we not discover things do we not discover these things about people before we go out with them? Like, okay, if it's a serious accident, it's never happened. This is an accident. Truly. It's food poisoning, something, moving past it. All right. If you're waking up and there's green streaks on the bed and bro's thinking to himself, well, look at that. That doesn't smell very good. That's going to leave a stain. I think this isn't probably the greatest you could be doing. I think that you could level up from here for sure. Let's just read off maybe one more. This one, I read this earlier and it just made me think of how messed up this is. Extreme Leave 6895. We only dated very briefly and stayed very close friends afterwards. Until his girlfriend after me called me up and told me what she found on his computer. He filmed almost every sexual encounter non-consensually and posted them online. He filmed women through their bathroom windows. He filmed women as he was following around stores. When she reported him to the police, they already knew his name. Oh, man, it's like, you don't want to ever look up someone's name on the sex offender registry. You really don't ever want to do that. And you should never have to do that. You should never feel compelled to, like, if you are feeling at all compelled to just type in the keys about sex offender registry and your partner's name, odds are it's probably not going to work out. Odds are you're going to see something there you really don't like and you really don't want to see. That is not already on a bad path. When the police are on a first name basis with him and they're not calling him Mr. Jones anymore, he's just Jared. Bad look. Jer. Yeah, he's a creepo. He's a creepo. Definitely a big creep. I have younger sisters who liked him a lot. Telling them was the hardest part. Their first real experience with a trusted adult male being a terrible person. Excuse me. We all know there's a strong possibility he filmed my sister in the bathroom. There's an extremely possibility he posted me online, but I'll probably never know for sure. In positive news, after almost 2 years of investigation, he was arrested 2 weeks ago. Christmas came early. I was dancing around my kitchen when I found out. This is also what baffles me, okay? This is so insane, okay? After almost 2 years, are we seriously, okay, it is already hard enough to put behind bars men who are accused of sexual assault and rape and on these horrible things. It's already hard enough to put those guys away, okay? It should not take 2 years. There should be no jury debate when there's literal videos. Like, you're telling me the prosecution and the police are looking at this like, we just want to be sure. It's like, this is the video of me. I did not consent to this. This is the videos. There's multiple. This is pretty damning evidence right here. And they're like, I don't know about this one. Could be there could be a debate. There could be room for debate on this one. Are you fucking kidding me? There's literal videos, okay? This should not take 2 years. This should take fucking a month, okay? This is like, as soon as the judge sees this, it's boom, gavel, jail. Like, this is 2 years? Seriously? There's literal proof. It's on video. It's right there. Like, you don't have to go and be looking for this, okay? You don't even need to find a fucking alibi. Like, this is, like, we're just going to question him a little bit more. Question him about what? I don't, like, what's the question we're asking? Do you know you're fucked? Like, this is crazy. Oh my God. That shit baffles me, man. It just blows my mind. Next, and then the other thing I was thinking of, this was my last comment that I'll make, but, I was thinking about how TV shows don't always age really well, and this is like a perfect example. There are a lot of aspects, I feel like, especially in this one major just plot theme in the show How I Met Your Mother, about how Barney's a creep. It is insane. Like, I remember there's like a scene, and I remember thinking this was funny. And I remember people around me thinking this was funny. How Barney was secretly recording a girl that she was sleeping with, and she goes, is that a red light? And he's like, no, the red light means it's off. And we're sitting here like listening to this. This is on like national television, international television. I live in Canada. Okay, this is one of the most popular sitcoms of all time, is How I Met Your Mother. And Barney's character is like the most problematic person you could possibly imagine in a mainstream role. He is just a literal rapist, like sexual assaulter. Like, this is just not even, how are we laughing at this? This is not funny. I remember I like saw that in an episode one time, and I'm like, damn, this is hella misogynistic. This is not funny at all. Like, it's crazy how time changes. It's like he'll just casually call women bimbos. It's like, oh my God, I can't believe I used to laugh at something like that. It's like, this is just terrible. Like, just, oh my God. Like, we don't, that just, ooh. It makes me embarrassed. I'm like, I can't even watch the show anymore. It's not even like funny to me. We literally, they put that in the show. This just shows how far we're still behind. That show ended like 10 years ago, maybe. It's like 2015, I think, is when the last season came out. That was like almost 10 years, literally 10 years ago. It's 2025. It's literally 10 years ago, a decade ago. It's not that long ago. And that was a scene that was supposed to be, that the writers wrote in about Barney secretly recording a woman while they're having sex. And the writers put that in the show, and they're like, people are gonna find this freaking hilarious. You know what's so funny? Taking advantage of women. That is funny. I mean, I get, in the sense it's supposed to be, the joke is that is really, really messed up, and that is terrible. But it's like we are also laughing with Barney, because you're like, oh, he's such a character. He's so messed up. It's like, no, this is a crime. This is like a federal crime. We should need to put him in jail. This is not funny. Like, that's terrible. Anyways, enough of me ranting. Thank you all so much for tuning into another episode of the Red Asks Us podcast. I told you guys this was going to be a banger. There were funny, super freaking funny stories in this one. Thank you all so much for tuning into another episode of the Red Asks Us podcast, the podcast where we read and react to comments from r/Askreddit. I am your host once again, Luke Dick. Please leave us a rating and also leave us a review. I love you all, each and every single one of you. And go ahead and join our subreddit, Reddit r/Reddit Asks Us. Leave us that rating, leave us that review. I love each and every single one of you. I'll see y'all next week. Peace out. Love you. Goodbye.